So no, I love all of the passion that's going on, and honestly, it's just the truth. I mean, at the end of the day, like people are so everyone like lives like society tells you it's good to go to college, it's good to put your money there and everything like that, but they don't tell you to invest in yourself. They don't tell you to self-educate yourself. And that's when people get scared, and it's like, why? You know, I talked to an agent today, and she was asking me about investing on leads, like how that works. And she goes, wow, $500 seems like a lot. And I was thinking, like, it's 1,000, like you want to do probably 1,000, like you need to have the numbers working in your favor. And I told her, I said, you know, I was paying $1,200 for 3 credits at college. I said it was normal because that's what the world says. But why wouldn't you put that in your business and put that into yourself? And she just got quiet because it's just the truth, but no one talks to you about that. So I love that you guys do set up those expectations and, you know, do that with set that up for your team. And honestly, just to go into it with leads, like I know you guys do a lead strategy call with all the new agents coming on board. I'd love for you guys to talk about that, like what you guys do, what the expectations are for that. Do you do it one-on-one? Do you do it with a group?
I've done it one-on-one, but we are transitioning and wanting to do it more as a group just because we are having more agents come in. But I personally right now I'm doing one-on-one, and how I set it up is I created the Calendly account and I have a link for it. And it's nice because they can go in and set their own appointment in my calendar, and it correlates with my calendar. So it's already the times that I'm not available are blocked off. So you got to be pretty adamant of keeping your calendar in check. But yeah, I would say that's helped out a lot with the Calendly link. So we also created a link tree. Like, have you guys seen those on like sometimes like influencers have them for different links to their like social medias, but you can create a link tree, and we have like all of our new agent links. So we have the strategy call, we have like our Slack channel, we have the live dial rooms, all the links that you would need. We have it in here. And we use it for recruiting as well. So we have links for like schedule an opportunity call with Mikala, schedule a, you know.
But the top 5 are schedule an interview, why FFL, learn more, how do we get paid, FFL reviews. So that's like for people who are on our Instagram who are curious to what we're doing. And then what she did at the bottom part of it is new agent links. Yeah. So then it's a lead strategy call, live dial room, join Slack channel, join Facebook group, team call Thursday. And so then they can easily use these links to get whatever they
just
really
get plugged in.
It's just a resource tool that
just makes it quicker instead of feeling like a broken record. Every time you get a new agent having to say the same thing, I just send them the link and I'm like, hey, these are the links. And then, but the lead strategy call, so it's one-on-one. And what I found is a lot of the times agents they think that all we have is a CRM. Like they're like, oh, because I'll ask them, like, I'll have agents that'll schedule a strategy call after they already bought leads or whatever. It's a tenured agent that was kind of doing their own thing, whatever. But when we do the strategy call, they're like, oh, we have other leads outside of the CRM. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know? So the lead strategy call has been huge because I can actually educate them on the other vendors. And I always tell them, like, I usually tell new agents to start with final expense because it's straightforward and you get prosperity right away. And that's, 50 to 85. So I'm like, start with final expense. And then I always say, I supplement with the CRM. We shouldn't only be working with CRM because the CRM is some days, like you can't even get in there. Just loading. So it's like, if you're putting all your eggs in one basket, you can put yourself at a standstill. So I'm always like, you have to diversify your lead flow. You have to have multiple options. I usually tell them like game timer, happy agent for final expense are always good. And then I tell them about, getting some Age internet or however many leads they can get with the rest of their budget in the CRM.
So she really educates them on the different lead types. Yeah. And we're big believers in Facebook final expense because that's all we had.
What we had. Yeah.
There was no internet leads when we got started. Like the CRM used to be bone dry. So for you guys that are, somewhat newer, the thing is loaded with leads, which is a blessing because you can literally buy them at the snap of your fingers. But Andrew Taylor will even admit it and say, like, the CRM was meant to supplement your lead flow. Yeah. And so she educates them through Facebook final expenses, kind of what that looks like. Then she educates them about EverQuote leads. She's a big fan of EverQuote internet leads. And then she obviously explains to them about the CRM leads. And we're big believers in telling people that the best leads in the CRM are any of the aged mail leads. You have a signature on it that someone paid, probably you're paying 10% of what that lead really costs.
Yeah.
And so it's easy for, it's much easier to door knock those leads because you have their signature on it. You can send a picture text message of it. So anytime you can get any of the mail leads, I personally think those are the best.
Yeah, it's the best way to get your feet wet with a mortgage. Because mortgage, you know, we did it. We locked out a couple of counties as soon as we found some in Dallas. We're like, we won them, we got them. And then we had never run mortgage before. And then we're like, you know, try to get out of the $85 a piece. Oh my gosh, I just screwed up 3 in a row. Like, you're like struggling. So you might as well start at the age, get comfortable with your presentation and all that. And then if you feel comfortable to lock out and you have the funds for it, you can lock out some counties. And
explain how direct mail leads work.
Yeah.
And we're honest with them. That's what we run. We run direct mail leads. But a lot of people can't get to that point coming out the gate. So it should be a goal of yours to work up towards that.
Yeah.
Willis Hicks is the guy that we point to on our team all the time because he's our top producer. And he started with Facebook final expense and internet leads. And he worked his way up to now he runs a ton of direct mail leads.
Right.
And so I think that the transparency too as well is something that we try to really pride ourselves in. Like we're not going to sit here and say that we run internet leads because we don't.
Right.
We run EverQuote internet leads. And so,
I still run internet leads, but I supplement. I'm not only running internet leads. I supplement when I don't have enough mail. If I don't, and my final expense is still trickling in or whatever, I need more people to call CRM, buy 100 right there.
And I tell everybody, I think the 1 month and 3 month are just as good as the new internet in the instance. You can get it at a quarter or half the price. So get more leads when you're on a tighter budget because you're going to get the same quality from the new to the 1 and the 3. So you might as well get more leads to stack the deck in your favor. So that's kind of just do it. It's an educational about leads because I think that's the biggest part of this business is buying leads. So if the agent doesn't know what they're buying or what to expect, they're always like, do those leads work? Are those the good leads? It's like, no, they're all good. They're all bad.
Yeah.
Like it stings when you pay $80 for a lead and they tell you they're not interested. You got to take it care of.
Yep.
Because you're going to get the same thing with a $3 lead. So you pick your poison because we're all going to get the same objections no matter what. And I'll get a brand new mortgage lead in and they're like, nope, I'm not interested. I'm like, why did you fill this out, sir? Like I just paid $80 for this, man. Like I'm confused. People don't do this for fun. And like I'll humanize myself when we're on our live dials. Like, man, you guys better be glad that you didn't pay $80 for that lead. And just being real with them. And I truly think like, you know, in the fall, we wanted to be transparent.
Yeah.
We didn't want to feed some type of hype or whatever.
Right.
Like we just wanted to be real.
Because, you know, like we're a marketing organization. So of course, when we're marketing, it's like a highlight reel. Like, oh, this agent just sold 20K or 20 families. This helped 20 families.
Off $11 instant internet life.
Of $11 lead. And it's like, they don't talk about is, oh, they spent $1,000 and they got hung up on 300 times. You know what I mean? Like, so we've been very, very transparent with our team about every type of lead, everything that they're gonna, you know, encounter. And we are always upfront that like, yeah, we get it. You're gonna look at it and you're gonna compare yourself to all of these great things that FFL is posting, but it's a highlight reel, just like social media is for people. Like you're only gonna see the good, not all the struggles they had to go through to get that good.